Sila na bahalang magpremyo. So I'm just putting this in Facebook, so
okay.
so others could see us in Facebook Live.
Daniel, pwede nang mag-record. Daniel. Pwede nang mag-record. So once it starts, you can start. Live on Facebook. Daniel, yung kanya. Yung sa bagay nandito, no? Share yung Alma. O Alma. Nandito, no? Ano na yung pinasulat ko sa iyo kanina? Putong ko doon. Pwede bang bigyan mo sa akin? Pinakumpulitan kanina. Hindi.
Right, brothers and sisters, it's already 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so we have to begin. But before we'll begin this Zoom e-learning series of the Academy for Creating Enterprise, we would like to acknowledge the presence of our speaker for today, and of course our participants from different parts of the Philippines. To begin with, we would like to invite Sister Cecil Cabinas to be our opening prayer. Sister Cecil.
Madungog ra ko, brother.
Yes, sir.
Langit no namong amahan, ako nagpasalamat karong adlaw nga kami giubanan nimo niini amo ang salmutan karon. Amahan, nagapasalamat usab kami na sa adlaw-adlaw imo kami gibiyahan sa mga maay nga panglawas. Ug ingon man usab ang among mga tibuok pamilya, mahaduol man or atoa sa halayo. Amahan, taga-iusab kami og kaalam karon nga sa tanan nga itudlo sa among speaker, amo kining masabtan ug amo kining ma-apply sa among tagsa-tagsa kat kinabuhi. Nagapasalamat usab ako, amahan, na sa adlaw-adlaw ana ang imong Espiritu Santo namo. Imo kami kanunay nga mga ehemplo, instrumento sa pagbuhat sa imong mga kasubuan. Nimo dinhi sa yuta, amahan. Nagapasalamat usab ako, amahan, na bisan pa man sa tanan pagsulay ana ikaw nga nagahatag sa tagsa-tagsa namo kapanginahanglanon. Ug nasayod kami nga ang imong mga plano para kanamong tanan oy pinakamaayo nga mahitabo sa amo ang tagsa-tagsa ka kinabuhi. Amahan, nahigugma kami kanimo, nahigugma usab kami sa Hesukristo, sa tanan nga mga anghel nga nagagiya kanunay kanamo. Kining tanan akong gipangayo, gipasalamatan, giampo, gibilin sa pangalan ni Hesukristo. Amen.
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 Thank you so much, Sister Cecil, for that wonderful prayer.
You're welcome, brother.
All right, brothers and sisters, before I will give the time to our speaker, I would like to introduce him to every one of you.
Okay.
So our speaker for today, let's be excited as what I said, because he will be sharing to us fitness and nutrition secrets that will add 5 to 25 healthy years in our lives.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? So this speaker is actually a graduate in UP Diliman. That was long ago. He graduated in BS in physics. Wow, so matalino to sa president sa physics and mathematics. He accomplished courses from fitness and nutrition course in United States Sports Academy. And he is also a licensed pro boxing trainer, manager, and promoter. And he is also a founder, chairman of Blue Zones Wellness and Longevity Movement. And most of all, brothers and sisters, he is an entrepreneur of construction materials business. In fact, he won as in the master category of the Entrepreneur Academy Awards of the Academy last year in Luzon. So his passion really and calling is to actively guide and advocate, lead and implement a wellness and longevity lifestyle through the integration of ancient and traditional and spiritual healing methods with alternative natural medicine and modern cutting edge discoveries of neurobiology and parapsychology, leading towards an emerging holistic wellness medicine. Without any further ado, brothers and sisters, I will give the time to President Danilo Quinto.
Okay. Thank you, Brother Lloyd. That was thank you for the introduction. Like I mentioned a while ago, the video that I prepared, maybe we can show it a little bit later when we'll go into the fitness part, so the others can be it if the others are not yet present right now. But I'm excited for this afternoon to be talking to everyone who is present in this webinar about wellness and longevity. Now, first, let me define what I mean by wellness. Of course, we have our own idea about it, but wellness is basically, excuse me, Brother Lloyd, before I go on, let me introduce my wife. My wife is here. Can you just say hi? Yeah. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Okay. Yes. Go. Thank you. Thank you. Kasama ko si Jesus eh. And one of my sons is here. He's my assistant actually. Say hi, Daniel. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Support guy.
Yes. May supporting cast ako rito. Okay.
And by the way, President, I would like to invite our audience that if they have questions, they can chat it down sa Q&A box para masagot natin yung mga katanungan nila later on sa Q&A portion.
Okay. And I think President James is here. I'm very thankful to him for all of the support that he has given the Academy and for me personally. I think it wasn't mentioned a while ago, but I was one of the first graduates of our executive class. Meron executive class. I think that was way back 2006, and I learned a lot about entrepreneurship from the AAC staff there, including President James Sontone. Okay, and so I was talking to you a while ago about wellness, and that will be my topic for today. And I like to define wellness in a very holistic manner, meaning that it should involve the body, the mind, and the spirit. Okay, that includes actually our emotions. And so it becomes quite holistic, not like what many of us think of. I think that wellness just concerns food and nutrition and some other things. And wellness as leading to longevity, a longer, healthier, happier, more healing, and more fulfilled life. So wouldn't we all want to have those, brothers and sisters? Hindi ba? Tama naman eh. Because we'll have more time to be in the service of our loving Heavenly Father. Okay, so that being done, then for this session, I'll be talking about nutrition and exercise or fitness. Okay, I'll be talking about nutrition first because I think that's in a lot of ways more priority in a lot of ways because you can be fit but not healthy actually. You eat the wrong kinds of food. But to be better fit, it would be better if you eat the right kinds of food on nutrition. And so if I'm talking about food, definitely what comes into your mind? What do you think comes into your mind? Anybody would like to put something on the chat box? What comes into your mind? Maybe you just get one. Okay, Brother Lloyd, meron bang sumasagot? When I say food, what comes into your mind?
Sabi ni Sir James, fruits.
Fruits, wow. Okay naman. I think that's a very good answer. For many actually, pag sinabi mo food, kailangan yung masarap. I think that's a very good answer. Basically, when we think of food, we should be thinking basically of nutrients. And fruit has a lot of nutrients and energy. Okay, so pag sinabi nating nutrition, kailangan nutrients doon. Dapat sana yun ang mauuna nating patayan. Kasi for most of us, anuhin natin kaagad, ano ba yung masarap? Okay, but did you know that the food that we are going to eat has been given as a commandment, I think, basically, when the Lord created the heavens and the earth. It is found in Genesis 1:29. And so let me quote it for you. It says in Genesis 1:29, "Behold, I, God, have given you all the herb-bearing seed upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree bearing seed. To you it shall be for food." And so the first book of the Bible, first chapter pa nga ito, verse 29, sinabi na sa atin ng ating Panginoon what food we should be eating. And if we really look at it, He's talking about plant food. Plant food. And later on, I got to find out, bakit na mention yung herbs at saka yung fruits? I found out later on na punong-puno pala yun ng enzymes, life-giving enzymes. And so those are the basic considerations that we should give whenever we talk about nutrition. We should be talking about the proper nutrients. As of now, in our world today, there's a lot of very tempting food around, and a lot of it is actually very unnatural already. Most of it is processed food, so much so that if we eat processed food, the nutrients that we're eating are no longer there, or it's basically very diminished. And so it's little wonder that many of us get sick nowadays. Di ba? Now, let me go again to another book that we are familiar with. Did you know that in the book of Alma, chapter 46, verses, give me that one. Screen share natin. Book of Alma, chapter 46, verses 40 to 41. Okay, let me see if we can do a screen share here so that I can just show you the scripture. Okay. Let me read it for you. In verse 40, "And there were some who died with fevers, which some seasons of the year were very frequent in the land, but not so much so with fever, because of the excellent qualities of the many plants and roots." Keywords, plants and roots, which God had prepared to remove the cause of diseases to which men were subject by the nature of the climate. Wow, alam nyo nung when I read that scripture, I said, wow, this is very definite. Kasi ang sabi niya, the plants and roots that God had prepared to remove the cause of diseases. And so, even at the start, no, matagal na ito, sinasabi na sa atin talaga that plant food can actually prevent, we know that now, can prevent, but it can even remove the cause of diseases. But verse 41 is a lot more startling in a lot of ways. Let me read it, the first part. But there were many who died with old age. And many died with old age. Now, let me ask you, brothers and sisters, how have you heard of anybody dying recently of old age? Have you? Wala masyado, hindi ba? When you hear somebody, your friend, somebody's friend, you know that they died of degenerative diseases. They died of chronic illnesses, cancer, of diabetes, of other very paralyzing diseases. But we rarely hear already of people dying of old age. And the basic reason is, if you go to verse 40, because they were eating plants and roots, plant foods. Kaya wala siya masyadong diseases. Pero right now, did you know that the diet that we have right now actually contributes a lot to the diseases that we have. And so, like I said, mentioned a while ago, magandang i-prioritize muna natin yung nutrition before we go into fitness. Because if we eat the wrong kinds of food, then definitely we will acquire all of those illnesses that our modern world has put us into these kinds of situation. Because whenever we go outside, we have very few choices. A lot of them are processed food, fast food. Now, when you go to a fast food, and I'm telling to you right now, when you go to a fast food, basically the food that you're going to eat there are basically very little nutrients. Whatever fast food you're going to. And so kung si mama rin, when you go back at home, when your mother or your wife makes the breakfast, the lunch, and the dinner, then basically maganda rin if they cook something that's as natural as possible to what God intended us to do. Now, one of the basic things that we must always put in mind is we are God's creation. And therefore, if we are God's creation, He has designed our body basically to have specific items there that will make us perform to the best, to our maximum performance. Kumbaga ganon, di ba? Now, let me talk to you about engines right now para mas klaro. Imagine that we are an engine. Kunwari kotse. Di ba? If you have a car, basically there are two kinds of vehicles. One is gasoline-fed, the other one is diesel. Okay. So, mag-agree lang tayo na yung ating katawan ngayon ay diesel. Gasoline, sabihin natin. Whether diesel or gasoline doesn't really matter. But let us for this moment say na gasoline tayo yung ating engine. Okay, so when we go to the gasoline station, we say yung gasoline, yun ang ilalagay sa ating engine. So it has a specific fuel for us. Now, what would happen if you go to the station and you say, instead of gasoline, diesel? Okay, so they put diesel there. Now, what's going to happen with our engine? I'm sure you will understand that after some time, it's going to break down. After a while, wala na. Hinto na talaga yan. Why? Because we're feeding it the wrong kind of fuel. So, ganun din, ang ating katawan has been designed for a specific kind of fuel. Actually, it's in the word of wisdom. You know that? I think it's one of the most broken commandments, even of even of members. There's a verse there in 89, I think it's verse 12, something like that, which says that we can actually eat meat, but very sparingly. And the next verse tells us exactly what is sparingly. Only in times of cold, of winter, or of famine. Now, the Lord did not say that during your modern times, you can eat other things. Pag nagbigay ng commandment yan, ano eh, noon hanggang ngayon, ano pa rin yan eh, is still operative. So we have to consider that very carefully. And many times, I try to remind my friends, only in times of cold or famine or winter. Meaning he's just saying that we should be eating yung correct food that is right for our engine, and only in times na wala talaga, that's the time we should eat it. But what do? Many times we disobey it. Okay, di ba? So I think there's a need for us to repent. Di ba? Kailangan mag-repent eh. Yes, I see a lot of my friends, they do that. Sometimes they even make an excuse for it. But I think there should be no excuse for it. Because what we want to do right now is to change our mindset so that we have a wellness mindset. And the way to do it is to look at our body as something that is sacred, given to us by God. In 1 Corinthians, I think chapter 6, verse 19, it states very clearly, for the body is a temple of God. Now, if it is a temple, definitely we would want to make it clean. Kailangan malinis yan. So much so that the spirit that resides in our body resides in a very clean environment. And so, most of the illnesses or all of the illnesses that we have today in the world is caused by a dirty temple. Kasi we do not take care of it. And one of the things that causes it is eating the wrong kinds of food. And so, one very general guideline for nutrition is the more it is natural, hopefully it will be organic, plant-based food, you will be on the safe side because you will know that you're eating the food that our body has been designed for. Now, what if you eat a lot of meat? A lot of that meat that includes actually milk and milk products. Did you know that? Milk and milk products, they come from animal sources. And there have been many studies actually which point to the fact that ingesting milk and milk product causes a lot of diseases. Now I cannot discuss all of it right now. Maybe during the question and answer, somebody can pose it because I've been given a specific time just to talk about it. Then afterwards, we'll have a question and answer. But if we can stay away from eating a lot of meat, cut it down first because it's quite hard actually to shift from we're used to eating this to shift to purely a lot of vegetables na ganyan. Mahirap actually talaga yan. And so what I would suggest for us right now is if you have dinner or lunch on your plate, please eat something that is wholesome or whole or live food. Kumbaga, yun ang tawag nila live food. Now, what is live food? Live food ay vegetables. Alam niyo, dito sa amin, we always have there, and I would suggest it, we eat garlic. Garlic has very antibiotic properties. And so you don't even need to go to the pharmacy for your antibiotics. All you need to eat is the garlic. And then we have tomatoes. Tomatoes are live food. So whatever you're eating there, if you eat cooked food, you also get fresh, ripe tomatoes. Okay, diba? And so that is one of my recommendations for all of us. Now, did you know that our body also undergoes certain cycles every day? It undergoes certain cycles. So whether you are black, white, yellow, of a different race or color, our body goes when it comes to digestion and elimination. It goes through three cycles from 4 in the morning to 12 noon. That is called our elimination phase. So basically, our body during that time has been programmed to eliminate, meaning detoxify. So when you wake up early in the morning, one of the things that you would really like to go do, aside from doing our prayers and meditating, is to go to the comfort room for elimination, di ba? Kasi naturally, the body is eliminating. Yun talaga yung kanyang program eh. And then from 12 noon until 8 in the evening, that is the intake phase. That is the time that the body is actually programmed for food, to receive food. Tama-tama naman, that's the time for lunch and even for dinner, right? From 12 noon to 8 in the evening. And then from 8 in the evening to 4 in the morning, that's called the assimilation phase. So the food that we have eaten undergoes already digestion. It goes to the small intestine first, and then it goes to the large intestine. In the small intestine, the nutrients are distributed to every part of our body, including also oxygen. So assimilation phase yun. Now, many times, the when of eating is also very important. So you can see the timing there. Now, if we can time our eating habits based on that cycle, we will be a lot healthier. Pwedeng i-time natin, di ba? And so, if you look at it, the first part, not really the first part, because it's in the morning. I said in the morning, from 4 in the morning to 12 noon, it's called the elimination phase. Now, since the body is eliminating, would you be eating a lot of food during that time? That's breakfast time, right? Now, modern or many of the things that we do is we actually eat a lot of food during breakfast. Siyempre sasabihin natin, you eat like a king for breakfast. Kailangan todo yan kasi you need the energy for the rest of the day. But if you're looking at that cycle, it just means that you're going contrary to the cycle. Nag-eliminate siya, ikaw naman kinakargahan mo. So, pa-contra actually eh. Right? And so if you really think about it, you can eat very little in the morning to even, don't even have to eat. You know what? During my researches, I found that eating 3 square meals a day is not necessary actually. It's not necessary. You can eat 2 meals a day, right? There are many practices that have been practiced traditionally and in ancient cultures that have made them live healthier and longer lives. When you look at our scriptures, you find prophets are living to more than 100 years. Yung paradi yung kanila. It was a different environment during the time, but they had also different practices. Iba talaga yung kanilang practice. And that's why they lived to hundreds, more than hundreds of years old. Pero tayo, nag-iba eh. Ever since the inventions of some of these modern things that we have invented, instead of helping us, actually they act as barriers to our health. Now let us go now to 12 to 8. Now from 12 to 8, that's the time that the body is ready for food. And if it's lunchtime until dinner time, then you can pick the right kinds of food. But did you know that one of the secrets, actually I'm telling you a secret right now, one of the secrets of eating food is actually to minimize the amount of food that you eat. For many of us, one of the healthy ways of doing that is actually to fast. Did you know that fasting, aside from the spiritual benefits that we get from it, it has nutritional benefits. It has health and wellness benefits para sa atin. Actually yun eh. As of today, we hear of intermittent fasting, di ba? Some of you might be doing it, intermittent fasting. That's good. Like I mentioned just a while ago, we don't actually need to eat 3 meals. Kailangan, everyday, kailangan 3 meals yung wala. Not necessarily. That's not, that's no scientific basis actually yun eh. Okay, and so you can eat, but I would suggest that lunchtime, you should have a bigger meal than dinner. Kasi pag dinner, afterwards, you're going to rest already. Yun yung panon. But with that guide, with the secret I just told you, you need to eat a little bit less. Okay? A little bit less. Now, there are some areas in the world, they're called blue zones. Blue zones. Now, these blue zones are areas in the world that have the longest lived centenarians. One of them is in Okinawa, Japan. Okay. And so a National Geographic researcher went there one time. Let me see, what time is it? So that I know what my time is. Baka mami, sumobra na yata ito. Ang dami. And try to find out their lifestyle. What are they doing so that they live longer lives? And he found out that one of the secrets of living to a long life is actually eating less than you are full. Actually, they have a word for it. They say eat 80%, eat until 80% full. Yun ang isang kanilang tenets actually. And so what do we do in our modern world here in the Philippines? Sabihin na lang natin dito. Siyempre, pag kumakain ka, sabihin, oh, hindi ka pa yata busog. Kain ka pa. Kain ka pa ng kain. So busog na busog tayo. But did you know that doesn't add to our wellness and longevity? It shortens our life. And so intermittent fasting every other day, or whatever times that you would want to choose, or fasting for 3 days, drinking only water. You choose what you want to do, but fasting is actually very beneficial. And even if you are eating, you can eat less than when you are full. Okay, and then pagdating na ng dinner, medyo pa konti na yan eh. Pwede pa nga actually fruits dyan eh. Alright? Then you sleep over, and then when you wake up in the morning, you'll feel very refreshed. Meaning, after 8, we should not be eating anymore. Hindi naman yung eksakto 8, hindi na, mga ganyan. But somewhere around that time, eating at night actually doesn't contribute to our health. Actually, it makes us restless while sleeping. Hindi pa maganda yung ating sleep, basically. Now, why? So, if we don't eat in the breakfast, what do we eat? Right? For me, basically, I eat fruits for breakfast. I've been doing that for, I think, more than 30 years. And you know what? If there is one tip or secret that I can share with you, which was contributed to my wellness, it is eating fruits only in the morning. When I went to the academy way back in 2006, one of the first things I did is talk to the cook. And I told her, it was her, I told her, Manang, can I just have fruits for breakfast? Nagulat siya, fruits lang, gusto mo? Sabi ko, if there's banana, that's okay. But I maintained that because I was already eating fruits only in the morning. And why fruits? Because fruits actually is the easiest to digest. Out of all of the food groups, fruits, 30 minutes, wala na dyan sa stomach mo. It's already gone down to the small intestine for further digestion. And what good thing for it also is it contains water and fiber, the two things that you need for daily detoxification. And so if we eat the right kinds of food, fruits and vegetables, they should be always on your menu. And if you can keep them, even vegetables, as natural as possible, as uncooked, because you can eat uncooked vegetables, right? Ang fruits naman, you don't need to cook fruits. As it is, ang maganda pa nito ay punong-puno yan ng enzymes. And enzymes are the ones who aid us, and they're the ones actually who secrete a lot of this life-giving, what do you call this? Life-giving, they aid our body actually in digesting it properly. I just remembered, because they always tell us that you are what you eat. Now, let me end here because my time might be over and there might be some question and answers following this. They always tell us you are what you eat. Do you believe that, friends? That you are what you eat? If you believe in that, can you put there 1? If you don't agree with it, can you put there 2? Brother Lloyd, meron bang mga nakalagay dyan ng 1? Daniel, can you see? Sa mga chat box?
Yeah, meron nang nagsumagot ng 1.
Okay, so they say that, is saying that you are what you eat. Okay, you are what you eat. The others, if you put 2, it means that indeed that's not exactly true. Now, let me share with you this secret, huh? Basically, that's probably 50% correct. Now, not exactly that you are what you eat. You know why? Because all of us have different digestive systems. We're in different levels of wellness. Magkakaiba tayo eh. Even if we are sitting down, we are in the same family, and we eat the same kind of food. If I have a healthy digestive system and you don't have a healthy digestive system, your system will not process and absorb the food that we are eating. And so that's not exactly correct, right? So we are not exactly you are what you eat. You are what you can digest and assimilate. Okay? What you eat, digest, and assimilate. That's the more better, that's a better way of saying it. So digestion and assimilation are very important. Now, if we continually eat the wrong kinds of food, our digestive system is out of whack. Wala yun. Did you know that our intestines, our digestive system, it needs a lot of good bacteria for it to digest properly. And at the same time, pagka we have the wrong kinds of bacteria, microorganisms that are there, they will prevent you actually from digesting food and assimilating it properly. Okay? So proper probiotics, they call it probiotics, yung mga good bacteria. Kailangan mas marami tayong good bacteria here, probiotics. And did you know that they call something like prebiotics? Huh? The only prebiotics that you can have actually are plants. These are the kinds of food that the probiotics need to digest so that they can thrive there and multiply and destroy this disease-causing bacteria that are there. So kailangan, we need to have good gut health. Narinig nyo na siguro yun. Kailangan, very important yun yung ating gut health. And our gut health basically depends on a lot of factors. One of them is detoxification. Now, you can detoxify your body regularly, on a regular basis, if you eat food that have water and fiber in them. Right? And there are only 2 kinds actually that have water and fiber. That is fruits and vegetables. You're talking about meat, there's no fiber there. None. Water, blood yun eh. Right? And so, it's very simple actually. If you just ask somebody, how many times do they go and evacuate, for want of a better word? Eliminate every day. When somebody tells me, and I ask that question, they say, ay, alam mo ako, once in 3 days. Naku, when I hear somebody say that, alam ko agad ang kanyang problema. May health problems na agad eh. Sabi niya, oo nga. Can you imagine eliminating once in 3 days? It just means that the food you have eaten has been staying there for 3 days. Ano nga, toxic na yun eh. Toxic. And a toxic environment invites a lot of illnesses. And so we have all of these kinds of illnesses. Why? Because we eat the wrong kinds of food. Now, if you eat fruits in the morning, and I can say that because I've been doing that for the last more than 30 years. I can tell you, friends, right now, did you ask them, Brother Lloyd? Anybody can make a guess what is my chronological age? Anybody can make a guess?
Yes.
Okay. Meron ba?
Yes. Brothers and sisters sa chat box kung ilang taon na ba si
40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60. Okay. Let's just have 1 or 2 give an answer. Okay. 70, 65, 75, 59, 65, 56. Okay rin. Dami rin na tol eh. Okay. So, for some, I look that old. Okay. Now, before I answer that, let me give you the 3 ages of man. Man basically has 3 ages. Alam niyo ba yun? Kasi when they ask you, how old are you? They're actually talking of your chronological age. Diba? Yun ang ko natin. It's basically chronological. 1 year is the rotation of the Earth around the Sun. So 365 days. So everybody, kasama doon, 365 days, that's how we measure it. But that's the wrong way of measuring it when you're talking of wellness and longevity. You cannot base it on your chronological age. The better one is the second one. It's called your biological age or your metabolic age. Now, that is a measure already of how you have taken care of your body systems. If you have taken care of it properly, you can be old chronologically, but young biologically. Okay? Young biologically, meaning you can do a lot of things. Maybe we can show them in a little while. You can look younger and do a lot of things that the younger ones do, even if you are chronologically older. But that can be reversed then. You can be young chronologically, but look old biologically. Why? Because if you have abused your body, then you look old. And siyempre, ugot na yan. When you ask the age, 40 lang pala ito. Eh mukhang 80 na. Right? That's because you have abused it already. And the third one, which is, I think, very important, is your psychological age. Now, this is already a fact. Our mind controls our body, many functions of it. Did you know that actually our DNA can even change? Our genes, they can even change because of the environment, especially if the mind is there. So your psychological age is very important. For people who are always positive thinkers, they always look on the bright side of things. They're always smiling. They'll never age. Okay? They'll remain young. So pati yung kanilang mindset, ay, hello, nandiyan si baby eh. Baby Gamba. Yeah. Okay? And so according to Deepak Chopra, that's not from my book. According to him, he says of the three ages, chronological, biological, and psychological, the first one is not important. That's good for your passport, that's good for your ID. But when determining your wellness and longevity, you'd better stick to biological or metabolic age or your psychological age. And so right now, although actually I'm 70, I'm closer to 70 than the other age, I am biologically or how do you say it? Metabolic. My metabolic age is around 38 to 40. Ayan. Psychological, very young. Okay? And I never think old, as he says. Just a while ago, early this morning, I met a high school classmate of mine. And I was a little bit down. You know why? When I saw him, he looked old. He looked like he was 80 or more. He had a lot of wrinkles on. And he was moving very slowly. And so I said, I need to make sure. I told him actually about this webinar. And if he can't get here, I'll give him a copy of it. Because what I'm doing basically right now is I'm calling it my own calling. Calling ko na to, aside from being my passion, is to share and empower others to be healthier in their lives. Okay, well, Lloyd.
Yes,
is it
President.
question and answer? It's already 5:40.
Yes.
Wala pa ako sa fitness eh. 40 minutes na pala yun.
We'll go on, President. Then after that, mag Q&A na tayo.
Okay, let me go to fitness.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so when we go there, let me ask my son here to change a little bit yung aming background. And then I'll switch to a wider, so you can see me as I do my exercises. And what I'll need to do, how many viewers do we have right now? How many friends do we have?
We have 29 participants in Zoom.
Okay.
But I'm sure there are a lot of participants.
On Facebook. On Facebook, okay. So what I'm going to do in the next meeting, I'll just change the angle of the lens and then the background. Okay? And so, yung start natin doon, we'll share, ang start natin, I'll share the screen by now, okay? Daniel, can you help? Okay. We'll put off the video for siguro mga 1 minute. Would that be okay?
Yes,
Alright.
President.
Palitan lang namin yung video. Palitan lang namin. Okay. Let me do that. Okay.
All right, brothers and sisters, makikita natin yung magda-dance number daw muna ako. Sige, papakita ko muna yung TikTok dance ko dito Anyway, brothers and sisters, no, may papakita ni President yung kanyang exercises. Tapos meron din siyang video na nagpo-push up din siya, yung mga one hand lang. Sa Facebook lang po ako magti-TikTok, hindi dito sa Zoom.
Okay. So I'm on camera again. Lloyd, okay na?
Yes, President, we can see you. Yes.
So I'll request before that, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Yeah, hindi yung exercise. Yeah. I-share ko na para makita ka.
Yun.
Okay.
Ayan nun.
Okay, see me? Okay. Wait, ko ng konti. Can we ask our participants who are here to follow? Kailangan tumayo sila. Can we ask them, everybody?
Yes.
Ayan, okay. And let me now talk about fitness. Okay. So when you hear the word fitness, basically, we'll be talking about exercises. Did you know that many years ago, wala naman yung mga exercise fitness na mga ganito? Why? Because the people then lived a different kind of lifestyle. And one of the best examples of fitness that you have known, I'm sure you have known, is, can anybody make a guess? Yung very best example ng fitness. One lang, isa lang. Who would it be? I'm sure you know him. Best example. Here, meron ba? May answer ba?
Meron nagsasabi, President, walking daw, walking.
Okay. Oh. Actually, hindi yata naintindihan yung aking tanong. The best example, sabi ko ng pan. Who? The best example of fitness is the Lord Jesus Christ. You know why? When he was here, he walked everywhere. Sama yung walking dyan. Pag in-estimate ko, yung kanyang total when he was here for 3 years, probably he walked the length of the Philippines, probably even 25 times. But he walked everywhere. And so walking is a very good fitness exercise. All right. Now, when you're talking of fitness, one of the things that I'd like you to put in your mind is, please don't think of a gym. Who of you go to a gym? I'm sorry if I said that, but mas mabuting diretsahan yun eh. Go to a gym. I'm sure some of you go to a gym regularly. But did you know that you can be fit without going to the gym? Okay. So kailangan palitan natin yung ating mindset. You can have a corner of the house. You can exercise actually in your own home, the comfort of your home. Okay. So to establish a long-term fitness plan, what you need to have is a form or a set of exercises that are easy to do. Okay, narinig ba ako? Hello, Lloyd? Narinig ba ako?
Yes, opo. Naririnig.
Clear. Okay. A set of exercises that you need to do every day. They should be very easy to do. It should be done every day and only for a short time. Okay. And the best form of exercise, and this has been borne by research already, is actually an exercise that is low intensity. Now, one of the best low intensity exercises you can do, unless there's typhoon there, is walking. Tama naman yung sabi kanina, walking. Did you know that walking is more efficient actually than running? Researchers have said walking, one of the best exercises. But other than that, what you can do to really exercise them is I have developed 3 sets of exercises, three kinds basically of exercises. One that targets the core muscles around here, another one that targets the upper body, and then the lower body. Tatlo na actually yun eh. 3 kinds na ganyan eh. So when you say exercise the core muscles here in this area, okay, what exercise do you do for this one? What do you do basically? Okay, pwede ang sasabihin natin is what do you call that? Crunches, right? Baka crunch yan. But if you tell somebody to do crunches, they're not going to be able to do that because it's a little bit hard. Mahirapan ganyan eh. You lie flat on the ground and do some crunches. Mahirap actually yun eh. And so we need to develop a better kind. An easier one is to lie flat on the bed. Di yata ako maka-lie flat dito ah. But instead of raising up your head, you just raise your feet. Just raise your feet. Okay, so you're lying down on bed or something flat here on the ground, and you just raise your feet. But the easiest way, because kailangan very easy dapat ito eh. Anybody from very young to very old dapat kaya, is to just bend. You stand with your feet parallel, shoulder, ito boundary niya, and you just bend. You can put your hands here on your hips, and you just bend backward, or you can put your hands here and bend forward, back, forward. Yeah. Okay, are we doing that? Yeah, okay. Do you feel a tension already in your abdominals dito? Feel natin kagad eh. And then dito sa kabila naman, papunta sa kaliwa. So from here, go to the left, then you go to the right. Para you can address the different kinds of muscles. And then for your back muscles, all you need to do is bend forward, and go up. Ganun lang, very simple, right? Ayan, so you can even use your feet by doing that and then bringing your hands up here. Okay. Okay, so very easy, right? Very easy. Pagano ka, to the right, forward here, and then to the left. And so that takes care. How long does it need to take? 3 minutes a day. Yun lang gagawin mo, core muscles. Actually, sa aking nagagawa, I can do this 3 sets of exercises in 15 minutes, as little as 12 to 15 minutes. Why? Because you need to do that. Because if you make it quite long, then you won't have time to go to the office, to do other things. Kailangan short lang, short. Maybe once a week, you can do a more intense kind of exercise. So that takes care of the core muscles. Okay? Just bend. Bend ka lang ganyan. So every morning, what I do is I do 100 or more of this. Mabilis lang. Ayan. Okay. Mabilis lang. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then side. 1. Side. Okay. And then forward. Ang ganun lang. Yan. Parang planting rice ito. And sure, you know why those farmers are quite fit? Because they do a lot of planting rice. Planting rice. Fit na fit yung mga yan eh. Farmers, those who do manual labor, fit yung mga yan. Okay. So, for the upper body, so what do you do? What you need to do, very simple lang, is push up. Nakita niyo mga kanina yung push up, di ba? Pero huwag yun na push up, ha? Huwag yung one hand push up. Sorry, nagka-clap. Mahirap yun. Okay? So what we need to do, instead of doing that, you can get a chair. Okay? So for push up, it's for our front muscles here. Okay. Get a chair. Chair lang. Anything that's a little bit elevated. Okay, can you see me there? Let me see. Where's my... Ah, yeah, okay. So, the chair. So, maganda pa nito, you can do this anywhere. If you are in the office, you can do this. May chair dito. You just put your hands here. And then, you do your push-up. Kikita ba ako? Kita ko. Okay, your push-up na. Instead of doing it full, hanggang dyan, di ba? Do it halfway lang. Konti-konti lang na ganyan. So, do it halfway. Instead na diretsong pa ganyan, dito lang, ganyan lang, parang naglalaro lang. Yan. So, very easy. We have to make it as easy as possible. So, front, if you do 50, 100 of this, no, because I do this every day. Right? So, doon naman sa bandang likod natin, you just need to reverse it. Just turn it around. And then, are we still doing it? Yan ang gagawin natin. So, very simple. Okay? So, the biceps and the triceps and the muscles here, they're exercise. Now, believe it or not, I do those every day. Okay, 100 na ganyan, 100 din doon, mabilis lang. Then it's finished. The third one, the third one is for the lower part of our body. The quadriceps naman natin. Okay? Quadriceps. What do we do with the quadriceps now? I think I forgot to mention to you that before doing this, we need to warm up. Then after doing it, we need to cool down. Kailangan may warm up, tapos cool down. Why? Because the muscles, we cannot stress them if they're not properly warmed up. Okay, so please warm up, whatever your warm up protocol is, please do it. And if you use some music, mas mabuti pa. Okay, so for this one, very simple. All you need to do is actually, how do you say, what do you call this? Squat. Squat ka lang. You can put your hands here, you can put it here, you can put it anywhere, and then squat. Go down. Ganyan. Go down ka lang. Pwede nandito yung paa mo. And then later on, once you get used to it, and please think that there's no set number here. It has to depend on your level of fitness. If you can only do one, kunwari, ay, isa lang kaya ko, di okay na, isa na. Okay, next time you do that, pwede ka ng dalawa. By the time 1 month is over, kaya naman yung 10. So, ang una is like this, mataas pa, and then later on, you can go a little bit lower. Bababa ka na. Okay? So, bababa ka na, ganun pa rin yun. Alright? And then from there, you can progress to the jumping squat. That's what I'm doing, as you can see in what I shared the screen a while ago. I do a jumping squat, basically. Yeah. Alright. And to make it fun and interesting, I do it comes. Right? Alright? Okay, so basically tatlo lang yon. Now, you may have other forms of exercises that you can do. Kasi ang dami naman actually. But yung tatlo na yon, please make sure that you integrate it. Kasi the core muscles, in all exercises, the core muscles are very important. Why? They hold the upper body and they take care of the lower body. If your core muscles are quite weak, then mahirapan yung katawan, basically. Mahirapan yun eh. Right? So there are some people na ang laki yung katawan nila dito, tapos ang papayat dito sa baba. Kailangan mas develop din, pareho na ganyan. How many times do I do it? I can do it anywhere eh. Actually, I'm used to always standing and moving around. Sitting down for me is a little bit tedious. I don't like to sit down there for 1 hour. So every 15 minutes, if I'm sitting down, after some time I have to get up. And so when I get up, I can do my exercise. I can just do that, and then nobody's going to notice it actually. They don't know I'm exercising already. And so you can do this anywhere you are. Okay? Okay, now exercises have many benefits. Exercises basically have many benefits. One is physical, definitely. They have found out by research that those who do medium to low intensity exercises for the most part of the life, and do it regularly, they tend to live older. They tend to have more years into their lives. And so basically, ang basic rule dito is a loving Heavenly Father has designed our body for movement. Kailangan may movement ito eh. Right? Even at the start, now you try to imagine during the prehistoric times, sabi mo na during the Jurassic era, if the people then were not moving, they would have been eaten by T-Rex already. And so, yung katawan ng mga tao noon, they had to move. The early people were hunter-gatherers. Did you know that it has been estimated that early people, hunter-gatherers, they had to walk 13 to 15 miles a day just to eat. Okay? So that, in other words, they got the exercise just from what they were doing already. They didn't need to go to a gym. Okay? Okay. So there's really no need to put in your mind that for proper exercise, you need to have a gym membership. All right. And so the best form of exercise is low intensity, but it should be very regular. Once a week, I do my high intensity exercises. Now, since na-mention na ni Lloyd kanina, I have a background in boxing. So most of the things that I do will be boxing exercises, basically. And so it keeps me fit. And I've already mentioned my chronological age a while ago, brothers and sisters. Right? And without putting too much emphasis on myself, I don't see a lot of classmates that I have that have my same chronological age that can do the things that I do. And so that's also one of the basic reasons that I'd like to empower you. You might be younger chronologically than me, and I'd like to empower you to lead a fit and healthy lifestyle so that you can live into your later years and be able to experience the beauty of God's creations. If you live a short life, sayang yun. You're no longer in the service of others. Okay. And basically, I think that takes care of some of the fitness tips that I can share with you. There are other tips that I can share. One of them is, of course, breathing. Breathing is very important. Diba? Some of us do not know how to breathe. Now, you breathe on your abdomen. Dito. Kailangan, and what is the first part of proper breathing? It's actually exhalation. Eh? So before you breathe, you exhale first. And then when you inhale slowly. In my wellness course, and I'm going to share it with you by and by with permission from Brother Lloyd, is I teach these things. It will be very intensive and may hands-on talaga yan. Tapos may assignment. And so I think with the permission of everyone, I'm going to hold a webinar. Sa akin na yun, webinar. And for those who would like to attend it, I'd like to follow up on what you're doing. Yung mga nag-attend na ngayon, this coming Friday, wala naman tayo Friday, Brother Lloyd, ano? Saturday yung pa natin, webinars.
Yes po.
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. So this Friday, I can hold a webinar for those who are attending here and ask yourself, what have you done for the whole week? Pagdating nito, on your nutrition, have you eaten healthier? How about your exercises? So I can give a follow-up on you. Probably 30 minutes. Okay. So I'm ready probably for questions and answers. Maybe I can answer some of those things that they would like to mention. Okay, Brother Lloyd?
Yes, President. We have 4 questions here. All right. Napakaganda ng mga tinuro or pinakita mo ngayon, President, ng mga exercise ideas ba? Alam ko marami naman sa YouTube, ano, pero
Marami sa YouTube yan. Yeah.
Na-simplify niyo po yung para po lalo na dito sa ating lahat na naka-quarantine pa rin tayo.
Oo
So,
nga.
easy way ba na ma-physically fit pa rin tayo dahil sa ways na to? Very simple ways.
Yeah.
Dahil doon sa very short time lang na yun, President, pinagpawisan na kagad ako eh. So, very effective.
You're healthy.
So now, President, we have the first question here, and the question is, how about those who are diabetic now? Do you suggest also to follow your eating pattern? Example, eating fruits in the morning?
Diabetics, okay. I think what I would say, before I answer that, let me tell you that right now, nakikita niyo ba itong ating van? I have a YouTube channel called Doc Wellness. Right now, I have branded myself as Doc Dan Wellness. Okay? Now, the reason being is, I firmly believe that our Creator, higher consciousness, has put in place a wellness doctor in our own body. Meron tayo niyan eh. Meaning, even without the aid of pharmaceuticals or even the intervention of the medical establishment, we can have actually the ability to heal our own selves. All right. But and so for some time now, I've taken on the role of making sure that we understand the wellness doctor inside our own self and call myself Doc Wellness. Okay? And I've done that through a lot of research. I've done this many, many years already. And in the next month, I'll be sharing an ebook. Tinatapos ko lang to eh. An ebook, which will be very comprehensive. And it will cover my 8-week wellness and longevity course. It will detail there the 24 hidden secrets of wellness and longevity, and part of which is, it will answer basically yung tanong kanina, what about for diabetics? Now, the first thing I'll tell you is basically, please consult your doctor first. You have a doctor, di ba? So legally, kailangan talaga, you need to consult your doctor. And they're going to tell you, ganito yung ating ginagawa. If they tell you that, no, this fruits, you gotta be eating it because it will spike up your glycemic level, then there's a need for you to follow your doctor. And I cannot contravene whatever your doctor is saying. Okay? But I would still tell you to follow a healthier lifestyle. If he tells you to eat 1 banana a day, better pa yun actually eh. Better pa yan. Eat 1 banana a day. But since I've been doing it for a long time already, my digestive system has already been upgraded to a higher level that I can eat a lot of vegetables fruits in one sitting. So please consult your doctor first. Okay?
Alright. Nabanggit niyo naman po, President, yung banana, no? Pero meron nagtanong sa FB Live natin na pwede ba daw yung boiled banana and kamote in the morning?
Wow, I think that's a good question. Did you know that regularly we boil our bananas? Ako ang bumibili eh. When we go to the market, my wife takes care of the vegetables. I take care of the fruits. So vegetables and fish sa kanya. Ako naman fruits. And many times I buy the banana for boiling. Actually kanina yata meron tayong banana ganyan. Excellent actually yan eh. As long as they are as near and close as possible to the natural state, that's a good kind of food. Okay. Probably I'll just inject something there. Is the best kind of food that we eat actually is one that has not been processed. If you boil it, if you put heat into it, some of those enzymes are already gone. Some of the vitamins and minerals and nutrients are already gone there. So although you still get some nutrients there, there's fiber, there's still some nutrients that you eat there, some of it is already gone. And so if you want to eat bananas, the better option there actually is the ripe bananas. Okay? And kamote, naku, that's one of the staples of Okinawa, one of the longest lived areas in the world at people from Okinawa. Staple nila yung kamote. Sarap yung kamote. Okay.
Alright. Unahin mo, since mga diet na itong mga sinasabi dito, Present, no? Unahin ko lang itong mga tanong na related din dyan. So what can you say about different diets like Keto Diet in terms of nutrition?
Keto Diet. First, I'm not really familiar with Keto Diet. I'm not, sorry, I cannot answer it because I'm not really very familiar with it. Now, yung basic na sinasabi, because in a lot of ways, when you talk about wellness, diets basically are not the way to go. What is needed is a change of lifestyle. Kasi diets, basically they're fads in a lot of ways. So you have to change your way of thinking from diet to a lifestyle. So it's a wellness lifestyle. And ang isang general rule doon is if it is as close as possible to organic, natural, plant-based food, especially one that has not been processed yet, that's the best kind of diet that you can have. And if you base it on the cycle that I'm talking about, then tinutulungan mo lang yun. Ang isipin natin is, if we keep as close as possible to the design of our maker, we will be a lot healthier. Okay? Now, let me say something about intermittent fasting. Now, fasting is an age-old tradition. They just gave a name to it, intermittent fasting, but still fasting. Now, any kind of calorie restriction is good for your health. Calorie restriction. Now, they have already found out through modern researches na pag ni-restrict mo pala yung calories na kinakainan na. When I say calories, I'm talking calories. I'm not talking of nutrients. Calories meaning the amount of food yung na kukonsume mo, hindi yung nutrients. Kailangan may nutrients yun. So when you restrict it, and then found out through working with the mice in laboratories, that when they restrict the food intake of mice, they live longer than somebody who is just free to eat anything. And so there's wisdom in making sure that you eat until 80% food. Okay? Will that be okay? May nakita pa rin ako dyan, taking
Yes,
vitamins like in the store. Ayan, okay. Okay lang ba yun? Do you recommend taking vitamins from the store? What can you suggest? Can I answer that, Brother Lloyd?
Yes po, President.
Yeah, okay. We're talking here of supplements. Okay. Now, that can be a yes and a no. Now, yung unang batayan natin is it as natural as possible? Now, the best is actually yung natural. Pag sinabi mong banana yan. So yung banana, marami siyang nutrients especially if it's not yet cooked. Yung tomatoes, yung pineapple, any fruit and any vegetable, kale, broccoli, eggplant, maraming nutrients. Actually, what they have done because of the modern age is they have extracted certain of these nutrients and put it in a capsule form. And that's already processed. Okay? That's already processed. So meaning, to answer the question, dun sa store, we are talking about pharmaceutical basically here, is the better one is to take a vitamin supplement that is processed very naturally. Now, how do they process that? I came across two companies and I've taken some supplements. So I'm taking some supplements, but mas mabuti pa rin yung healthy lifestyle, healthy food. Now, why do we need supplements? There are some basic reasons. One is, although you're talking of carrots now, the carrots that you're eating right now is very different from the carrots that grew 100 years ago. Why? Because the soil that they have been using then is different sa soil natin. A lot of our soil is already depleted. So the nutrients found in carrots 100 years or 200 years ago, mas marami, mas nutrient dense yun kaysa ngayon. Okay? So meaning, even if you eat, pag sinabing carrots or lemon or orange, you're thinking, wow, daming nutrients ito. But baka naman pwedeng, ano na yun depleted na yung nutrients. And so for that reason, there's a need for you to take supplements. Another one is the state of our body. For those at a younger age, yung digestive system natin, mas okay pa, hindi ko masyadong abuse. But when you go into your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, I'm talking chronological, 70s and 80s, our digestive system, the efficiency goes down already. And so even if you're taking a lot of natural foods, you will not be able to process it all. Hindi na efficient yung digestive system mo. And so, for that reason, you can take supplements. I have studied two companies actually, and nakita ko yung processing nila is very good. They use the freeze-dry method. So basically, yung freeze-dry method, they doesn't undergo heat. And instead of taking just one vitamin B12 or one mineral there, they process the full item. So nandun din lahat yun. But it's already processed. You can take it in the form of a pill or and you can take it, you can have all of the nutrients there. Okay, that answer your question?
I think that answered
Yeah,
already
okay.
the question.
So you can take supplements, make sure that it is processed very naturally. And many of those that we can take in the pharmacy, there are maraming chemicals actually. Maraming mga additives na ganyan. So look for companies that process. And many of the companies that are in network, na-mention ko na network marketing, entrepreneurship na ito, that are in network marketing, process naturally. Karamihan sa kanila. So that's a tip. So sa kanila doon, maraming, okay.
All right, President, in continuation dun sa fruits na ini-intake sa breakfast ba, meron kasi nagtanong dito na how much amount of fruit daw that you can eat in breakfast?
Oh, okay. How much amount? Now, the general rule basically here is you do not overeat. So even if it is very healthy food, hindi pa rin pwedeng busog na busog ka. Okay? Eat until 80% full. Will that be okay? So hindi pa rin pwede yung busog na busog ka niyan. Eat until 80%. I think that's a very good rule basically. Ano yan? In the morning. And you have to understand that in the morning, you're still eliminating. You're not be eating even if puro fruits yung kinain mo. Nag-eliminate. Maganda lang dito sa fruits is very easy to digest. 30 minutes, 1 hour, wala na dyan eh. Mamaya, by 2 hours, baka bumalik na actually sa pan mo. It's already in your system. Unlike the others, one of the hardest to digest food is actually meat. Meat and meat products. Ano yung mga fat, it can take 4 to 5 hours here just in your stomach alone for digestion. The body puts out a lot of acid to digest it, then it goes into the small intestine, later on for elimination in the large intestine. Pero matagal actually yan. Tagal yun. But you know, now, for me, let me share this with you, is daily I go, I can eliminate sometimes 3 to 4 times in a day. Why? Because maraming fiber na makakain ko. 3 to 4, meaning, the meaning there is, malinis, di ba? Can you imagine if you eliminate once in 2 days, once in 3 days? Oh, there's something wrong. There's something wrong there. So better shift to more fiber-rich and water-rich food, which is fruits and vegetables. Okay? So kailangan moderation pa rin yung natin. Is it
Right.
advisable to chew your food properly? Will have, oh yes, chewing the food. Now, one key also is, did you know that one of the best ways that you can eliminate your hunger is mindful eating? Mindful eating. Meaning, kasi tayo, fast food, mindless eating yan. Tapos na. May indigestion ka na doon and it's not good for your health. Why? Kasi partially digested yun. So may hirapan din the digestive system. But mindful eating, you take it and you chew it little by little. So if there's music that's playing, very mellow music, it's a lot better. And then you will find out that if you chew your food properly, little by little, you will eat less. Guaranteed. You will eat less. Before going to bed, oh, please don't eat before going to bed. Yeah. If you go to bed by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, tapos kumain ka alas 8, your food is still digesting. May hirapan nun. So kailangan may time pan talaga yun eh. Time. And please do not exercise just before you go to sleep. May hirapan ka rin sleeping. Part of exercise is actually rest. I forgot to mention that a while ago, rest. And so one of the ways that you can stress your body is to do high intensity exercises every day. Did you know that there are athletes who do not reach long age? Why? Because they have stressed their body. You do not find marathon runners living beyond 80 years old. You know that? Acrobats, yung mga nag-ano ng fees na gano'n. In studies, they have not found acrobat, yung mga high-intensity athletes living beyond 80 years old. Right? Or marathon runners. Marathon is one of the most stressful things you can do to your body. Pag nakikita natin, wow, fit naman ito. But is he healthy? He'll not live long. I'm saying this, I'm not saying it so that they will live less. I pray that they will live long, but studies have shown they will live long. The people who live long lead less stress in their lives, and even their exercises, they are less stressed. So low intensity is the way to go.
Wow.
Okay.
President, mayroong question kasi dito rin na, is it okay din ba daw kumain something immediately after exercise? If yes, ano bang pwedeng kainin after exercise?
Immediately. I don't think you should be eating just immediately after exercise. One of the things that people usually do, that's why they do not lose weight. By the way, this is one secret. Between nutrition or food and exercise, you can only lose weight by exercise from 5 to 10%. You're talking 100%, 5 to 10% lang yan. The other is nutrition. Okay? So even if you exercise, pawis na pawis ka niyan, don't think that will take off the fat in your body. You have to couple it actually with eating sensibly. Hindi pwede yung exercise na. So that's really not advisable if you're thinking. And most people who go to the gym, they even have this practice. Pagdating ng gym, di ba, pagod na pagod yan. Next na pupuntahan, pagkain. Binalik din yung kanila. They lost certain numbers of calories. They go back and eat those more than those calories. Balik din. So that's nothing going to happen. So please do not eat something especially heavy just after exercise. What you can do is drink water. Now, I have a tip here. Ito magandang tip. What is needed actually is water. You don't need to drink Gatorade or all of those high the high standing stuff. What you need is water. Now, when you talk of water, because that's one aside from breathing and drinking water, that's one of the essentials of wellness. Why? Because 70 or more % of our body is water. So if you talk about it, your wellness, 70% of it depends on the water that you drink. If you don't drink enough water, or if you drink the wrong kind of water, you won't be well. Right? Very simple lang yun eh. Can you imagine, ang ating katawan, 70% or more is water. Water yan eh. So if you're not hydrated properly, mahirapan ka. And so many of the illnesses that we have come actually from drinking the wrong kind of water or drinking less water. Even headaches. Your headache can go away, just drink water. Now, the best water that we can drink right now is actually, you know what I was going to actually demonstrate to you? Alkaline pH. Anybody knows what's pH? It's a measure of acidity and alkalinity. Okay, that scale is from 0 to 14. 7 is neutral. Below 7 up to 0 is acidic. From 7 up to 14 is alkaline. Now, let me tell you at the start that our body is slightly alkaline. If you are healthy, tinesting yung blood mo, it is 7.38, 7.4, yung mga ganyan. Healthy yun. When a baby comes out of the mother's womb and they test, if you can test the blood there, is alkaline. Okay? So alkaline yun. So tip ka agad ito. Because most of the food that we eat here, especially processed food, we eat a lot of cakes, we eat a lot of cookies, kung ano na yung mga pinagbibirienda natin, especially soft drinks. Who drinks soft drinks? Anybody drinks soft drinks? Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you right now is please stop drinking soft drinks. It's going to kill you. Very simple. It's going to kill you. I think they should put in jail all of those manufacturing soft drinks. Coca-Cola, Sprite, 7-Up. They're killing people actually. Right. I cannot make it as strong as that because it doesn't add anything to it. Now, I will add something of value to this webinar. Okay. Some time ago, can you see this one? I hope you can see this. This is my water bottle. Can you see it? Can you read what's there? Can you read it, Brother Lloyd?
Love, gratitude.
Okay, love and gratitude. Now, okay, so everybody sees it. I drink my water from here. Some years ago, a Japanese scientist named Masaru Emoto made a startling discovery. Ito, please listen carefully because he started taking pictures of water. Kasi you can take pictures of water actually. And yung pictures na tinitake niya using very high resolution camera, he can take pictures even parang ang labas niya, parang snowflakes. Kasi pag snowflakes, makikita mo yung mga designs ng water. Right? Makikita mo. What was startling was that whenever a person is saying something negative, something negative, or the water is within the vicinity of something that's negative, or something that's foul. Kunwari nasa malapit sa inidoro, yung mga ganyan. Yung diagram, sorry, I cannot show it the screen, but you can research on it. Very jumbled yung structure ng water. But ito maganda ba, oh? When it is within the vicinity of loving people and even writing it there. Can you imagine? I put their love. Ginawa niya ito, yung experiment na ganyan, no? These two words. And please do this, good friends, ha? Tip ito, tip. Yeah. So the next time you have water, put their love and gratitude. Now this one basically has a vibration. You know what? In my wellness course, during the last 2 weeks, I'll go into quantum physics. And I'll reveal to you secrets wherein you can basically understand all of these things to the lowest level. Now, did you know that water can actually read this vibration, love and gratitude? And nag-change yung kanyang molecular structure. Ang gaganda. Ang ganda yung molecular structure niya. Pag nilagay mo rito, hate, anger, envy, nako, maski inumin mo na ganyan, sama nung kanya. Nakita doon sa kanyang pictures eh. And so I started doing it. You know what? When I drink water like this, and basically it's alkaline. This is already alkaline. Ang sarap ng water. This is very healthy. Why? Because even the water can sense the positive and negative vibration. You can sense it. Okay. Kasama sa secret yun. One of the secrets actually. Pinakita ko na dito, one of the secrets. Ha?
Dami na ng secrets, President. Thank you so much.
Okay, Kangen water. May naglagay dito, Kangen water. I think Kangen water is basically alkaline water. Basically alkaline water. So if you drink Kangen water, I would still suggest that you have your own water bottle and you still put there love and gratitude. Madodoble pa yan. Kasi maganda talaga yung kanyanan. Ya?
Kailangan ba transparent yung bottle, President, para makita?
Oo naman. Yo. Okay. Yung isa, binaliktad ko eh. Baliktad eh. So, front and back, mababasa actually. Now, I can explain this in my wellness course actually. Because I'll be going into quantum physics. That's one of the things that I've BS physics ako eh. Yeah. Familiar sa akin yung quantum physics.
Alright. President, merong question dito. Related naman
Okay.
to sa physical fitness, no? I do walking every day. Is it already enough to become physically fit?
Walking, yeah, definitely. Now, when you talk of fitness, there's always, as long as there's movement, then it's going to be good for you. Yung pinapakita ko lang naman kanina is, because when you walk, there's already movement. Meron ka ng intake ng air, you breathe, and your body is basically, and it's very low intensity. Walking is one of the best exercises that anybody can do. You can do it at any age, actually, at any chronological age. Now, if you want to add other things in your fitness level, you can do the other things. Kasi pagka-walking, hindi mo na-exercise yung mga ganito. Minsan, right? Additional na lang yun. But walking, I'd recommend it. Ano yun, yung walking. Yeah. Many times we don't put it in our mind na walking. Baka naman masyado. But no, walking is good exercise.
Kasi alam ko nabanggit nyo kanina yung jogging versus walking, pero just for the benefit of answering this question, how about jogging? Does it enough make you physically fit?
Jogging, but there are many grades actually. Pag sinabi mong jogging, the best one is still low intensity. Why? Because it doesn't stress. The act actually of running is, do you put stress into your system? So any form of exercise is actually stress in the body. Now, there are two kinds of stress. One is called distress. Pag distress, sobra yun. So the body reacts in a negative way. It shortens your life. Now, the other stress is called eustress. EU. EU stress. That's good stress. But EU stress is basically low intensity. It just goes to a certain level without going over the level. Because if you go over the level, it becomes negative already. Kaya nga, low intensity is the best. And there have been many researches actually that have been done on low intensity up to middle intensity levels. And what's good about this is anybody can do it at whatever age they are. Young and very old, if it is low intensity. They've even tested people in nursing homes who do exercises. For one group, they tested 3 groups. Basically, yung isa, they do exercises. The other one, they don't have any exercises. The other one, they just feed them. Wala sila, puro kain lang ng kain. The ones that become happier and they live longer are the ones that do low to medium intensity exercises. Very low lang. Very low exercises, really.
All right.
Okay. So
Another question.
Intensity, yeah.
Another question here, President. How many times you should do your routine exercises, and how many days should be the interval?
How many days do you do? Okay, now I think one way of answering that question is, for us, you should think that there's a general rule for everybody, but for you specifically, there are certain things that are not applicable to somebody else. So it depends on your level of nutrition and fitness and mental wellness and emotional wellness. It will depend on that. And how long? Well, I mentioned a while ago already. Short is good, but you can actually do it any time of the day. So what I do when I'm in my workstation is I always move. Many times pagka nandun ako sa mamaya nakikita na ako, nagaganon na ako. Yeah. And no, I'm already exercising. I'm flexing my nagaganyan na ako. Yeah. So you can do it anytime. There's no need to do it one time lang. So if you do it early in the morning, you can do 10, 12 to 15 minutes. It will be okay. And then once a week, probably you can do higher intensity exercises. Okay, just don't forget to do your warm-ups. And so how long, please feel your body because everybody is quite different. Yung para sa, so there's basically no general rule on how long. It will depend. So my routine exercises, if I do it longer, it's because I have already gone to a fitness level that's a little bit higher. Okay, so please make sure it's at your tamang-tama. Meron din ways wherein they measure actually your maximum heart rate. May target heart rate, kanyan ba? So if you can set it within 60% of your maximum heart rate, that would be good. To not go over 80% of your heart rate. Kukunin mo yung pulse mo, please don't go beyond your maximum heart rate.
All right,
Okay.
President. I think a principle that we have in the church is do not run faster more than your strength.
Correct. That's right. Nasapan mo talaga.
And you mentioned earlier, President, na high intensity exercise can cause more stress or de-stress. So
That's right.
We better balance
Yes.
our intensity for that exercise.
Well, I have been with high intensity athletes. As you can see, I don't know if you can see my picture here. Can you see it? Can you see?
Yes.
Ito? Yeah. I have a picture here with our senator, si pambansang kawo natin, Manny Pacquiao. So I have gone to a lot of his fights and also his training. So when he was here in Baguio, I used to stay with him almost every day. So I would know the kind of high intensity exercises that he does. High intensity, but he was preparing for a fight. Now, after a fight, he doesn't do those things. He doesn't do those things. And so when you think fitness, you don't do fitness exercises as if you're going to a fight. May competition ka, hindi. Kailangan talaga, it's just for your own regular fitness level, yung daily mo, so that you can live a longer life. You can live a longer life.
Right. Thank you, President. So, President, meron ditong nagtatanong or nanghihingi ng advice kasi ang tanong niya dito is what kind of exercises you can share to a person with respiratory problem like asthma, bronchitis, etc.
Oh, I think one of the best exercises would be breathing exercises. Now, I have some notes on it. Like I mentioned a while ago, would it be okay for you if you would like to attend my next webinar on Friday? I'll look up on you again. I'll invite you with the permission of Brother Lloyd and President James so that we can go back. Probably we'll do 30 minutes. And if you have added questions, I can answer you. I think I have an answer especially for asthma. Okay? But one of the best exercises they can do is actually meditation and breathing. In the course that I'm going to share, it's an 8-week course, I will teach those who are going to attend meditation and breathing. Kasama actually yun doon eh. And then the next, because in a week, there are 2 webinars, one Tuesday, the other one Friday. Friday is more on checking up on the assignments. Anong ginawa? Then something new again. Kailangan may assignment eh, kasi ito, we have to think, brothers and sisters, that this is just good for talking. Pagsalita lang natin, tapos we are not going to do it anyway. It would be quite useless. Sayang yun. Now, my main reason being here, and I'm thankful to the Academy for being here, is to empower you to live healthier lives. If we can live as close as possible to the life that our Creator has designed for us, we'll be living easier. There are ways actually of going out of asthma and going out of cancer, going out of diabetes, just using the healing properties within our own body. Okay.
All right. So, President, meron tanong dito. Brother, pwede bang maligo just after exercise?
Okay. This is also good. Of course, it's our fun, but just a slight warning or maybe procedure. Just after exercise, you have to understand that your body is very hot. So the muscles they're quite warm actually. And what happens to something that is very warm and you douse it with cold water immediately? What it can do is it can actually deteriorate, can break it. Pag ginawa mo yan sa metal, init tapos lagyan mo ng ano, there's a possibility magkakasira after some time yun eh. But the tip there, if you want to do that, is do it very short lang. Short. Kung 1 minute, alis ka na doon. Mabilis lang pagka-cold. Now, there's something that's invigorating actually with going from something hot to going to cold, bigla. Okay, and they do this. And nakita nila during researches, but it's not after exercise. It's actually after a sauna. So the body goes to a very hot sauna, and then from there, the ones who went to the sauna, they dip into a very cold pool of water, 1 to 2 minutes, and then they get out of there. And what it does is actually it tightens up the muscles. And after a long study, they found out they're fitter actually. Mas fit. May ganun na, no? May mga studies na ganyan. But if you're doing that, please make it very short lang. Short. Short lang yung, 1 minute. Sandali lang. Okay.
Another question here. Few questions na lang to, President.
Okay.
When I finish walking, I drink a lot of water. Then I cannot eat anymore because I feel full up to lunchtime. Is that okay?
Okay. Now, here's one of the tips that I'm going to share with you. Whenever I eat, I never drink water before or drink water after. Kailangan may pagitan at least 30 minutes. 1 hour, kuminsan, 1 hour. So meaning, when I'm eating, I'm not drinking. Many of us actually do that eh. Makikita mo ganyan, when they're eating, they're drinking, hindi lang drinking, they're drinking soft drinks. Sabi ko, naku, when I see people do it, I said, you know why you should not drink water just before eating and just after eating? Because we have digestive enzymes in our stomach. We have digestive acids and alkaline there. If you drink water, then definitely yung digestive system natin nadadilute yung kanya because you have just drunk water eh. And so yung food na kakainin mo tatagal doon. The water also makes pagka uminom ka ng marami ng ganyan, your body is sending a message to your brain that your stomach is full. So hindi ka talaga, hindi ka ganadong kumain. Okay, so those are basically dalawa naman. So I said, your waters in your stomach signals the brain that there's something there. There's no need to eat. Another one is you need to drink water way ahead and way after before eating, before and after eating. So please don't drink water while eating because it dilutes the digestive enzymes and system in the body, making the food harder to be digested. And if it's harder to be digested, it will stay there for a longer time. It's not good for our digestive system. It takes a lot of energy from our system.
Okay. Pero pagkatapos ng exercise, President, okay lang uminom ng tubig.
Ay, tubig, yes. There's a need for us to replace it with water. Magandang actually yung fan eh. If you're going to add any mineral to your water, please do so with mineral salts, a small amount of mineral salts. And tip din ulit ito, yung salt na nabibili natin sa market, yung mga per kilo na salt na ganyan, please don't take those kinds of salt because it has been demineralized already. It has been processed, and so that the nutrients that are found there ay wala na. Mas mabuti pa you take rock salt. Rock salt. What we have here is the Himalayan rock salt, actually, yung medyo pink na ganyan. Our body needs salt. Actually, our body manufactures salt, including sugar. But many of our foods, sobra-sobra yun eh. Eh yung salt pa na kinakain natin, that's the wrong kind of salt. The best kind of salt is natural rock salt or natural sea salt. One doesn't mean processed.
The Himalaya.
Okay, so maganda yung pan. Water, yes, definitely. So you can rehydrate.
Kasi ang tanong din niya doon is pag uminom siya ng after exercise, napuno kagad yung tiyan niya. So wala na ganaan kumain ng lunch.
Oo nga. Yes. Kasi the body signals the brain na ano na eh, puno na eh. There's no need to eat anything. Puno na eh. Yan. Yung may signal kasi yan pa rin. Our body, you have to think of our body as not different kinds of, kasi sa atin, when the medical establishment looks at us, meron yung cardiologist, meron yung ano lang siya ay specialist sa respiratory, specialist sa eyes, specialist sa ganito, puro specialist eh. But we need to think of our body as something more holistic. They talk with each other, they communicate with each other, and so if you do something in this area, it is communicated to the entire body. And so if there's something wrong with the heart, you just do not treat the heart alone. Now, our medical model, I'm sorry if I'm going to say, anybody here is in the medical field? Any doctors here? Any nurses? But I'm going to say this anyway. Our modern medical model is in a lot of ways inadequate when you talk of wellness and longevity. And so in my course, I do not address that because there are people who are more in tune with that. Ang ina-address ko noon is integrative medicine, meaning they combine the traditional with the modern practices of today and ancient and traditional ways of healing and modern cutting-edge technology na ano natin, together with the experience that I've had. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Dami na natin nakuha tips doon, ano?
Oo.
Talagang magbabagong buhay na tayo ngayon, brothers and sisters.
Dapat.
Okay, I think merong isang last dito.
Okay.
Drink warm water or cold water. Is it advisable to drink 2 glasses of water in the morning before eating?
Okay. Drink 2 glasses before eating. Well, I think drinking water early in the morning is very good, actually. It can, in a way, detoxify whatever toxins there are in the body. Very good practice, actually, in drinking early in the morning. Now, take some time for it to be assimilated by the body before you take anything. And like I mentioned a while ago, for your breakfast, I would suggest that you stay away from meat products. Kung ang breakfast mo is bacon, yung mga ganon, meat products, please stay away from it. Why? First, I think you're breaking a commandment. Yeah, that's a that's as straight as I can tell you, and it will make you healthier. If you can eat vegetables, you like vegetables, you can eat it early in the morning to be healthier. Maybe what you can do is invest in a blender. Blender, maganda yun, or even a juicer. Blender and juicer, you can blend your vegetables, you can blend your fruits there, and take it very early in the morning. Very healthy yun. There's no need to go to the pharmacy and buy supplements there.
All right. Meron nag-iisang tanong dito na hindi ko pa pala nabasa.
Okay.
Question na to. I think it was already answered kanina, pero just to clear this question here. Will avoiding eating meals after 7 p.m. will help in weight loss?
Will avoiding eating, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely it will, because for many, it will make your body a lot healthier because it will not be doing a lot of energy digesting that earlier before you go to sleep. But in general, kailangan we look at it more holistically. Like I mentioned a while ago, nutrition plays a big part in losing weight. If you are obese or if you are too fat, it means you need to cut down on meat and meat products and eat more natural plant foods. Plant foods that includes fruits, vegetables, nuts, herbs. Yun ang maganda. Commandment na ating Panginoon yun. And if you do that continuously, please don't think of immediate diet na after 2 weeks, after 3 weeks, 3 months, ganyan, slim na ako. It should be a lifestyle. Kailangan there must be a change in your mindset and a change in what you really do. Okay. And I have methods for doing that. may ways of puro hands-on actually yun.
Last question, President. How about 1 boiled of egg and 1 banana plus Vita plus juice? Is this enough?
1 egg, 1 banana. Sure. Vita plus is a drink.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a drink. Yeah, you have to mix it in.
I think it's another kind of food supplement, right?
Yeah, it's a food supplement. Yes. Now, the general rule basically there, as long as it's processed quite naturally, it will be good for you. So the more, and general rule is, the more it is natural, as God has designed our body. Remember, diesel and gasoline, right? So the more you are eating foods that are designed for your body, the healthier, the happier, and the live longer tayo. Yun ang general rule. So whatever you combine there, if there's eggs, if there's banana, okay lang naman ako yun. Okay.
All right. Meron pa ba kayong last question dyan, brothers and sisters, bago tayo matapos sa ating e-learning series for tonight? I think all of our participants were satisfied
Okay.
from all the lessons that we have learned. Actually, meron akong babasahin dito, President, sa FB Live mga messages. May sabi dito ni Brother Lixter Costales, I will never forget this day. I should always remember this wisdom. Thanks a lot for sharing your time with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Brother Lester Costales. Yes. You're probably related to Buboy Costales.
I think so. Taga Ilocos yata to si Brother Costales.
Okay, yeah.
And someone is also saying here that water has memories.
Water has memory, definitely. Vibrations can sense the vibrations.
Yes. And someone is asking here, President, what is your YouTube channel? and
Yes.
how to register for the
Subscribe to YouTube. You can just go to YouTube. I have already a channel there. It's called Doc Wellness. Doc Wellness. Here, I have it here. Although there's very little content yet because I just placed it there. But for the next months, I'll be placing a lot, probably every week there already, because I'm busy finishing my book. And it's going to be based on the 24 hidden secrets of wellness and longevity. Actually, yung ilalagay ko sana doon that they don't want you to know. Yung sasabihin ko sana, that they don't want you to know. Why? Well, many reasons why people wouldn't want you to know some of these things. Yeah. Okay.
I think
Parting words.
yes, last message pa ninyo, President, before we end this e-learning.
Okay. Now, thank you for all of you. I think I should really be the one thanking you. Why? Because my calling, I'm calling it a calling already, is to share the message of wellness to as many people as possible. To empower you to live healthier, happier, and longer lives. And if I'm doing it here, I am thanking you for being here. Now, I will be having a webinar this Friday, so it doesn't conflict with the academy, 5 to 5:30 or 5 to 6. And I'm inviting all of you to please attend. I'll send the link. Probably, I don't know if I can send it to Father Lloyd here, so I can get some more of your questions and share some more things with you. Now, to end this, let me just share with you a very short story. And usually, I like to share this when I'm in an audience, especially if it is finished already. This is a story of seagulls. Some of you may have heard it already. Seagulls naman ito. These are birds basically that live very near the water. One day, these seagulls, especially the older ones, they decided to teach the younger ones how to fly. So, okay, ha? Tuturuan sila how to fly. And so very early in the morning, they assembled all of the little ones that are ready. And under the instruction of one male and one female seagull, they were instructed and said, okay, now for the entire day, we're going to teach you how to fly. And so little by little, they taught them how to fly. And after some time, those little birds already started flying up there in the air. So they told them how to turn to the left, how to turn to the right, how to fly up, and how to dive down. And so they taught them the mechanics of flying and taking advantage of the wind currents so that they can float actually. And then by the time it was already around 4 o'clock, they said, okay, it's now time to call it a day. We can now depart from this lesson. So what you need to do is to let your wings do like this so that you can dive down, and little by little they get adjusted their wings so they can land safely on the seashore. And afterwards, all of those seagulls, they all walked home. Are we listening to it? They all walked home. Now, dear friends, after all of this talking and everybody's asking questions, I'm sure some of the things that we have imparted this evening has been some of those that you and I need to have healthier and longer lives. You have been taught how to fly. Please, after this, do not walk home, fly home. Use the things that you have learned and use them to your own advantage and for your own family. May God bless you. May He open your minds and your hearts into a wellness and longevity lifestyle. God bless the Academy. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, President Dan, for sharing your talent, skills, and of course your time with us in the Academy and the rest of the brothers and sisters. to learn from this health and fitness so that every one of us will be blessed with good health and longer life. So we're really thankful for you talaga. So to close this, by the way, brothers and sisters, pagkatapos nito, you can stay dito sa platform natin so that we can have a group picture. And if you have some other questions you have in mind, you can still ask before we end the Zoom webinar.
Okay, yes, sure.
Yes, for our closing prayer, we would like to ask Sister Mona Clasicas to give us the closing prayer. Sister Mona, can you please unmute?
Okay. Our dear Heavenly Father, we are grateful for this opportunity to be able to learn about health and wellness. We're grateful, Father, for the gospel in our lives, that we'll be able to practice these things in accordance to the Lord's commandment of word of wisdom. We're grateful for our speaker who shared his knowledge for us to be able to change whatever uh, routine we have in our life. This time, Father, we ask, let Thy Spirit be with us, and that we'll be able to apply all the things that we have learned, that we may heal also on the things that we are having in our health. We're also praying that this would also be a time to assess ourselves in this pandemic so that we're able to have a healthier life and a healthier lifestyle for all of us. This we humbly pray in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Sister Mona.
Amen.
You can open all your cameras, brothers and sisters. Habang nililipat ko yung mga participants natin dito as panelists.
President, thank you so much. We
Bye,
enjoy
thank you.
your wisdom.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you.
Alam ko yata na wala nang kakain ngayon, no?
Or iinom ng soft drinks. Wala nang iinom ng soft drinks.
Yeah, good. That's really
Tama ito para hindi na tayo mag-prepare ng pang-dinner ba? Kasi nakapagod.
Tama yun. Less is more. Tama, President. Ano? Less is more.
Yes. Oo naman. Less is more. Wow. Yes.
Thank you, President.
Hi, thank you, Bishop. Thank you.
Tayo, brothers and sisters,
Thank you.
paki-open lang yung mga cameras ninyo. Tapos,
Thank you, President.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you po, President, sa maganda po ninyong message.
Thank you rin.
can
Yes.
I ask everyone to open their camera
President.
para makapag-picture tayo?
Yeah.
All right, ready? 1, 2, hindi pa yata lahat nakapagpabukas ng ano. All right. Okay, 1, 2, ready, smile. One more, brothers and sisters. Okay, 1, 2, ready, smile. Okay. Maraming salamat po, brothers and sisters, sa inyong lahat. Meron pa pala tayo next Saturday, meron tayong webinars, e-learning series. So, yes, so just tune in. Register lang din po kayo sa e-learning series natin para makapag-attend kayo next Saturday. So it's all about the foundation of Facebook and social media marketing and building your financial resources in times of crisis.
Okay, wow. Ganda nun. We can all attend. Yeah.
Yes.
To sign on.
Sa susunod
Brother
na
Lloyd, they
Sabado na siya, Brother Lloyd.
Yes po. Same time, may alauna tayo, which is Facebook and social media marketing yun. And then 5 o'clock, building your financial resources in time of crisis.
Salamat, Brother Lloyd.
Salamat din.
Isesend din po ba yung link nung sa Facebook marketing?
Yes po, actually nakasend na po yun. Nasend na po yun sa mga group chat siguro.
Nasend na?
So register na lang po kayo doon para ma-replyan kayo ng link kung saan pwede nyo pindutin on Saturday.
Oh. Kasama doon ng paggawa ng Facebook page?
I think mababanggit din yan kasi this is about the foundation of Facebook and social media marketing. So kasali naman yung Facebook page.
Okay. Thank you.
Salamat po, President Quinto.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
po.
Thank you
I
so
hope
much.
some of you can attend my wellness course. It will probably be starting 2 weeks from now. I'll send the link
Yes.
and please attend it. It will be 8 weeks. And kasama dun, marami actually dun eh. Kasama. And I guarantee you that when you finish the course, you'll have a new mindset. You will understand many things, including healing. Kasama actually dun. You will know, you know what? I guarantee you, you'll even understand how Allah and Heavenly Father Christ healed yung kanilang yung healing dun sa ating nababasa lang sa ating scriptures. Maintindihan natin eh. The body basically has the ability to heal itself. If we take care of it and use the proper tools, we can heal ourselves. There's no need to be panicking over all of these things.
President, where can we get the link?
Probably I can send it to Brother Lloyd with his permission. I can send it to him. But I'll be having a webinar this Friday. It will be about 5 to 6. So I don't go into Saturday. Friday na lang. 5 to 6. I'll send it to Brother Lloyd. You can message me at my Facebook page, Danilo Quinto, or Doc Wellness. Meron din akong Facebook page doon. And you can send it through Messenger. Pwede rin. Danilo Quinto, Facebook page.
It would be better
Okay po.
na you directly contact President Danilo para
Yeah.
other inquiries. And of course, you like his Facebook page, baka meron ding mga pinupost doon na mga instructions and announcements.
Yes, definitely. I'll be sharing some things.
So what is
I just
again?
got too busy with
Ano po ulit yung Facebook page name?
Danilo Quinto.
So, wala ba siya?
Danilo Quinto, brother.
Oh, Danilo Quinto. Facebook
Danilo
page.
Quinto.
Yes, that's
Opo, Danilo Quinto. Para friends na tayo doon, you can contact me there if you have some